Welcome in this video where I would like to show you how you can set up an easy CRM tool using Microsoft Copilot Studio and the Dataverse table with some few settings and some few easy steps. These are the basics. After that, this CRM tool you can scale to more functions and more automations as well. Let's dive into it. The basic setup we will have in the beginning is a Dataverse table. CRM test is the name. It looks in the following way. It has the column for the name and the email, also a sales status, which is a text column, an order amount for a number, and a conversation history column. Then we also have a Microsoft Copilot Studio agent with the following features. The trigger is when a new email arrives. If we are checking the Microsoft Copilot Studio, we have an empty agent here as usually. I'm just adding this trigger quickly when a new email arrives. Next. After that, having the connection next again. And I'm just leaving the basic setups and creating the triggers. And after that, I'm jumping into Power Automate to edit it further. Closing it and jumping it to Power Automate, where I am editing this trigger in a way that the prompt that is sent to the agent is not just only this, but an extended text like this, in which I need to change this message ID in the very end. Exactly. This prompt will be sent to the agent every time a new email arrives. A new email arrived from to with the subject and received time and the message ID, and these are the dynamic values I'm using from the content of the email arrived. Basically, if we have this, I'm just saving this as a draft and also quickly publishing that. And I can now jump back to my agent. What I also need to set up for this case is the Dataverse MCP server tool. I can manage it in a way that I'm adding a tool, model context protocol Dataverse MCP server, add to agent. Then the next thing I need to add is the email management MCP server. I'm jumping back, add tool, model context protocol, email management MCP server, add to agent with all the basic settings, the Dataverse and the email management MCP server as well. It's added. What else we need? We need the generative orchestration. It is basically turned on for this agent. The settings that I'm using the 4.0 GPT version. Generative orchestration is turned on, and I'm using the deep reasoning turned on, and also the tenant graph grounding with semantic search turned on. And basically our agent is set up for this. I just need to add the instructions, what it needs to do when a new email arrives, how to manage the CRM Dataverse table I have in the background. The instructions. Basically, I have this table I mentioned. It looks like this in the Power Apps. And what I want to do is that when a new email arrives, the agent checks for a sales related email or not. The agent will check whether it's about a quotation request or a quotation sent. Then an agent will create or update contact with the name and the email on this table. Then adds the sales status, quotation received or quotation sent. Adds the order amount of the current sale. And also creates a conversation history in which it logs the email communication from time to time. For this, I created this text When a new email arrives, please read the content of the email and do the followings. Number 1, please only manage the following instructions if an email in connection with quotation request arrived or has been answered. After that, number 2, if the email has been sent from somebody, please do not consider George Kovacs with this email address as sender, because this is our own email address and name, or to somebody who is still not in the Dataverse table as a contact with the name and email, then please create a new row in the table with the name and email data from the incoming email. So this is the part for creating the contact. Step number 3, please fill out the order status column with the following values in the table accordingly. Quotation request, if a quotation request arrived in the email. Quotation sent, if a quotation has been sent to the contact with the name and email in the same row. Step number 4, please fill in the total order amount of the customer in the current quotation request in the table. If not available, then fill in the value 0. And the last step, number 5, make a short summary of the email body arrived and add it in the conversation history column of the table. If there is already value in this column, please extend it with the next text as a continuous story. Please do not delete previous conversation histories. Please always add the date and time to each conversation part within the conversation history and separate the conversation parts with line breaks. So this is basically the text we need to add to the instruction part of the agent. I have it prepared here. This instruction part is now separated, and we can edit it also with dynamics values if we want. And I'm just copying the text here, saving this. And basically with this step, our agent is set up for the management of the sales related emails. I'm publishing the agent. Now the agent is published. Let's make a short, quick case study. Quotation request arrives. I'm just sending from another email account an email with a quotation request to the dedicated mail, and let's see what the agent does. Basically, the email I'm sending will arrive here. It's just a simple please send me a quotation email. So the email has arrived. Hello, I would like to receive a quotation for 50 tons of products. Thank you and best regards, George Kovacs. Now I'm jumping into my agent, the activity tab, and I'm refreshing that. Now I can see this is the latest activity and it's completed without any errors. Let's see what happened here. What happened? The trigger was activated, MCP servers initialized, then with the email management MCP server, the data from the email were read, then the Dataverse MCP server came into the game with the list table, read query, describe table, read query, and the create record action. And as I can see, I have data here. Let's see what happened in the Dataverse table if I'm refreshing this page. I can see now the table is filled out with the name, email address, the sales status is quotation request, the order amount is 0 until now because it was only a request, and I have here the communication history as well with the date and time as it was in the instructions. What I'm doing now, I'm answering this email in a way that I'm adding as a BCC my own email address, and I'm answering with the simple text that our quotation is 25,000 euro for 50 tons of products. Without this, I need to add the email address as a BCC because there's no trigger natively that is triggering the flow when an email is sent. In this way, I can still use the when an email arrives trigger. I'm sending this mail. Has been sent. Arrived here. and let's see what the agent does. I'm jumping back to the activity tab and refreshing that. Okay, I can see now here the last activity. Let's jump into it. What happened here? As the last time the trigger was activated, the MCP server was initialized, then with the get email action, the content of the email was read, then the Dataverse MCP server was activated, and finally I see that it's not a create record but an update record action that was used. That means that if I'm jumping to the Power Apps and refreshing this page, so it was recognized that this contact is already in the table. The status was changed to quotation sent, and I here have my 25,000 euro amount for this sales, and also the conversation history was extended with the latest message that was sent to the client. This was the second part of the case study I wanted to show you. When we are answering to a request with a quotation, the agent recognizes that the contact is already there and updates this record field. Basically, this is a basic table that can be extended with as many columns as needed, as many automations, and so many things can be built on that using the AI feature of the Microsoft Copilot Studio and the ability that with the connectors it can reach and use the Dataverse and the Outlook email management as well. And as always, if there are any practical business flows that would be interesting to show in Microsoft Copilot Studio, how it's achievable, please leave a comment below.